After everything we've had, you spent 3 weeks with this person. How does that compare?
I will literally go on every single floor screaming her name. I will find her ass.
You cheated on me, because I can name 5 right now.
I personally really liked this season of the Queer Ultimatum because I thought everybody was super genuine, no matter how messy they were. I thought they did a really good job putting themselves in this process and getting a lot out of it. Today we are going to be talking about the spoilers, the very ending. So if you haven't watched the reunion and you plan to watch it, do not watch this video because we're gonna talk about all of it. If you're new here, my name is Adele Derrickito, and I'm a licensed psychotherapist and a coach, and I like to talk about intense emotional experiences. And in this one, we are just going to be analyzing one of my favorite reality TV shows, and that is The Ultimatum. If you're not familiar with it, it's where a couple goes into this show with one person in the partnership issuing the other person the ultimatum. Either you marry them or you leave by yourself or with the other person that you have a trial marriage with. I am not diagnosing anyone. I don't know anyone personally. I would love for you to weigh in on your own personal opinions. That'll make it very interesting to hear. Grab some wine or some tea or coffee or whatever, and let's just get into it. I thought I would talk about some of the lessons that I think each couple learned and analyze how they came to that, maybe some of their challenges or what I've observed about them as a couple, and do a little bit of a pretend nomination of the biggest villain, my favorite couple, and also the rising star. I might get some things messed up. You might want to fact check it. So let's start off with Marita and Ashley. My first impressions of Marita and Ashley is that they both seem really young. I don't know, but there was an immaturity about the way they talked to one another and the way that they showed up in their relationships in their trial marriage. I don't know if you guys felt that, but Marita wanting a romantic gesture from Ashley, small things that she would praise Britney for, like giving her a fork or a spoon or whatever, and just getting excited about that was kind of sad to me. My favorite was watching her at the reunion just lose her cool.
Let's talk about the fact that my grandfather was dying.
To allow herself to be angry and not be the most pleasant person in her family system. She did have some self-awareness in the show when she mentioned the fact that she is youngest and she wants to be the person for everybody in her family. So her growth was pretty substantial. As for Ashley, I was still stumped at the end.
I don't get why you can't do any of that.
As with a lot of reality TV shows, there's a lot of information missing. But what I speculate is that Ashley had a lot of her walls up from her past trauma and couldn't fully trust Marita for whatever reason. She did accuse her of having wandering eyes, and in the end of the reunion, they did both accuse one another of infidelity. We really would need to know to understand what went wrong.
Marita was able to express something apart from being happy.
You.
Now, as for Mel and Marie came in with guns blazing. She was livid.
Did it become okay for one person to be the boss of everybody, huh? Because that's not what Rome is about. We should totally just stab Caesar!
She was getting in other people's freaking arguments during the reunion.
You guys were together?
No. Yes, we were.
But she's allowed to date. If you guys aren't...
And you can tell that in her process of grief, she's still in that phase of anger because of Mel's actions. And she brought up the Brussels sprouts thing.
Did you like those Brussels sprouts?
Yeah, but
did you remember she made you Brussels sprouts? You remember them?
There's
Who
way
taught you how to
bigger
make those?
You didn't teach me anything.
Like the Boom Boom playlist.
You have sex with Dayna.
By whose definition?
Your definition.
The list goes on, how she lied to her face.
Marie used to
Value
think the
how
world of Mel and would even overlook
honest
the
you've
other
been.
negative aspects,
That Mel and Dayna are
like her strange behavior after the switch or her obvious lying body language. Toxic relationships bring out only the worst in people,
because I am
period.
so triggered.
Marie and Mel had a whole business together. They invested time, energy, and money together. It's the sunk cost fallacy times double when you're lovers and business partners.
Actually, none of these people in this season, I would say, appear to have some sort of deeper narcissistic issues, but I would say there was a lot of emotional immaturity, and Mel displayed a lot of that. I guess we'll transition to talking about AJ and Britney. I actually thought that AJ and Mel were the same, or at least similar, but it turns out they are very, very different. I misjudged AJ. I think my bias was that I thought Britney was just such a cool chick. She knows what she wants, like she's ready. The way that AJ had presented herself in the beginning made it appear that she wasn't genuine with Marita, so that kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay, well, why not?
We would have too much fun.
I feel like I would turn your world upside down.
By the reunion time, you can see that AJ was even willing to address that issue because she was willing to take accountability.
With everybody she meets, gonna get to know them like on a personal level, but it's not like it was malicious.
I feel like AJ was being AJ.
How she handles herself throughout the whole process with Marie, not crossing any boundaries, and really just learning about herself and naming what she was learning. I think it's easy to misjudge people who are very extroverted and flirty and maybe see them as like not serious, but she had always just been herself. And I'm really happy that AJ and Britney worked out because you can just see how much love they have for one another. Moving on to another big twist. Megan and Dayna. Now we're going to go into the electives that I made up. The biggest villain, in my opinion, Dayna. How much she had control of the whole narrative when she was with Mel.
Also, I'm really starting to decide that, like, I just think I'm not accepting not being in each other's lives after this.
Dayna has showed me that Marie could possibly not be the right person for me.
I just love my life a lot. More than anyone I probably want in my life.
Ended up ultimately with her partner, Megan.
I feel like you're my home, my comfort. I didn't realize how much I missed it. I miss you so much.
I miss you so much too.
It's like she was really, really good at pulling the strings to make everybody see her in a particular light.
This was kind of supposed to be for us to like have something to show, like, be proud of us, like, see, we're normal.
Okay.
I don't think she's like an evil person. I'm not saying that, but I just disagree with a lot of the things that she did. I will say she did admit that she was not self-aware, and watching back, like she said, she learned a lot. But I mean, getting a tattoo with your child partner.
I know it's probably not the best idea, but I'm not really like a good idea type of person.
We said that if we made it out of here together, we would get matching tattoos. You want to get matching tattoos with Mel?
So I think when it came to the tattoo, it was like, well, at least we'll have this thing.
And making a whole sex playlist.
And you took all of the songs that you created for me, including our song Together, and you put that on your playlist together.
Straight up talking to your child partner's ex and lying to their face just feels so shady.
Just want to make sure you're okay. Like,
The fact that
you
you're
have to know I
asking me
worry
if I'm
about you.
okay right now, that's crazy.
How quickly Megan folded, and maybe again this is my bias because I really secretly wanted Megan and Haley to be together. But I think Megan displays what a classic avoidant looks like. They are capable of turning off their feelings as a way to protect their ego. That's only one reason. There's a lot of different reasons.
4 to 6 days later.
But I'm not in love with you. Did I say I was in love with you? I said verbatim multiple times. And when you said it, you looked me in my eyes. You're making me feel like I'm freaking crazy, Haley.
And you can tell in Megan's body language when she is talking to Haley at the bench. She can hardly make eye contact, and you can see that she is very robotic and stiff, and it's just unnatural.
All I wanted was the space for my second trial marriage with Dayna. It was disrespect towards us.
It makes you realize just perhaps how much control Dayna has in the relationship to try to get Megan to make Haley apologize to her as though she did something wrong.
Then I feel like you owe her an apology.
It was just very bizarre. I know that Megan, by the reunion, did apologize to Haley, but it just still felt insincere. I don't know what you guys think. Do you guys think they really fell in love, or was it just really good editing? It's kind of like a gut feeling that you can kind of see it. They were intimate in a way that like makes you think, you know, there could be a chance here. That isn't to say that I'm not happy that Haley and Pilar stayed together. I am. I really like Haley and Pilar. And for the rising star goes to one thing that was holding her back, and it's a really big fundamental thing, is not having had the support of her family. And especially if we're talking about your sexuality, it's really hard to move forward in your relationship with confidence and to take ownership of your love for the other person. And you can see that Pilar is challenged with that throughout.
For myself to be patient, to be understanding, and if I walk out alone, at least I'm whole and I'm proud and I am a better person, and I can't be sad about that.
That's why my little nomination for Pilar, I think she really had to break through that barrier of letting go of that resentment, of forgiving her parents. During the reunion, she was talking about how this is my fiance, Haley, as opposed to just, this is Haley, right? She was taking ownership of her life, of her story, and I think that is so incredibly important to do, to be strong enough, to be courageous enough to fight for that relationship. Very, very hard to do. It's not a passive thing. You can't be avoidant about it. When she was partnered up with Kyle, you can see that she had her date with Kyle and Kyle's mom, that she took in those words.
And the key is that you make each other better. Yeah. And my heart kind of breaks that your parents don't get to see that Haley makes you better and that you make Haley better. So the key, Pilar, is that you don't hold non-forgiveness in your heart. Just let your parents work through it. Just let them work through it.
I thought that was so beautiful. And so last but not least, my favorite couple. Maybe this is a lot of people's favorite couple. Maybe, I don't know. Kyle and Bridget. They're just such interesting people. You can tell they're so fun to hang out with. And I don't know. I think for me, I personally related a lot to Bridget. During her acceptance of the proposal, she was saying a lot about how she didn't necessarily have a strong idea of what marriage was and what it could be. And people, including myself, don't grow up with those examples of marriage that makes you even move your life towards that. I think that is a really important lesson to learn in this whole thing, is that you make a marriage what you want it to be.
What this entire thing has shown me was that it didn't really matter what anyone else had to say or how anyone else defines marriage. It only matters how we do.
I think it was beautiful the way Kyle and Bridget's journey got there. For them, and what made it work was that Bridget came in there with the intention that she wanted to learn how other people viewed marriage. And then for Kyle, which was pretty tough to watch, but I think was really beautiful nonetheless, was that she realized how much of a people pleaser she was during the time they kissed at the club. We saw that Kyle was trying to put the blame at first on Pilar, saying, "You didn't respect my boundary. I didn't feel comfortable with that."
Where I'm frustrated and hurt is like I'm owning up to my actions. You're not taking accountability for like any of your actions, and that's where I'm just, yeah, I'm just hurt.
Pilar was caught in the moment, but in reality, they both were. I think it was really good that Pilar was mature, that she could hold space for them. And I think that was the beautiful thing, is that like Kyle was able to realize we have conflict and we can get through it.
I've been like a shitty partner in this. Conflict is like, I'm realizing, hard for me.
Because it kind of sounded like Kyle and Bridget both have had relationships that moved too quickly and were very high conflict. You could see that they started to realize they can have hard conversations and get to the other side of it, which is what marriage, in a healthy marriage, is all about, is being able to not only have fun with somebody, but also to move through difficult conversations and trials, and to take accountability for your actions or your role. The lessons that I learned from this season was be authentic. If your intention is to learn from your experience and take that trial marriage, that learning, into becoming a better person for your partner, then it could work out. And again, it's a reality TV show. We don't know if these relationships are going to work down the road, and we don't know if like what these things look like in the background. But from what we did see, if you got this far in the video and you like what we talked about, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know what was your favorite part, who was your favorite couples, and which couples do you secretly wish had worked out in the end.